This video is for absolute beginners in Python, and we will talk about following questions here. What are variables in Python and generally in programming? Why should we use them? And how can we use them? Before we start, a few words about Python installing. There are a lot of ways to do this, but in this video we will use Anaconda distribution of Python. You can easily install it with just a few clicks. Detailed instructions to installation can be found in the link provided under this video. That video is a part of the course that introduces you to the wonderful world of programming in Python. After installing Anaconda, let's run Anaconda Spider. There are a few Windows panels here. This panel works as a calculator. You can type any mathematical operations here, and after pressing Enter, you will have the result. Another way to do the same is typing formulas in this big window. This window is for coding. That's why it's so big, because Python code can be very long. Let's type the same command. But if you press Enter, no result will be printed. You will be just moved to the next line. To see the result, click this button. It runs the current line where cursor is located. The result appears in the same panel. When cursor jumps to the next line, it looks like you are invited to type next command in new line. After we type multiple operations, they can be executed together. Select them and click the same button. Another way is to use this button. No need to select anything. It runs all code entered this window. Let's look at the result. It doesn't look okay. Only the result of the last operation was printed. The other two are missing. To see all of them, we should print each result explicitly. Just apply print command to each operation and you will see the result for each of them. That is 3 numbers. Now all looks fine. Until now we performed operations directly with numbers. However, we can place our numbers to variables. Variable can be imagined as a storage for a piece of information, something like a box where we can put our numbers to. Each box has a name, so we can easily find it and read the number stored there. The box, that is a variable, can be named with a letter or any name describing what number you are placing to it. For example, age, price, length, or whatever you like. Let's name this box as A. Before we place something to variable, it does not exist or contains garbage. We should not use it. After any value was placed to the box, the variable is initiated, and we can get this value from the variable at any moment. For example, we can print it out. As you can see, after the variable was created, it appeared in this panel that is called Variable Explorer, where we can observe the variable value. Let's play with multiple variables. Create a variable a equals 2, create other variable b equals 5, and create third variable c equals a plus b. This is how these operations are performed. First, we placed numbers 2 and 7 to variables a and b. Then, we read the numbers from a and b, added them, and placed the sum, which is 9, to a new variable c. If we print c, we will get number 9 as a result. Command print can include multiple variables to be printed. We should delimit them with a comma, like this. Commas are not printed, they just allow the print command to distinguish the numbers. We can combine the variables with text to add comments to the printed numbers. For example, like this. Now we have a nice view of the result. Any text in Python should be quoted. If it's unquoted, it's considered as a variable name or command, like print. As a result, we will get error because variable sum was not defined previously. The following basic mathematical operations can be used in Python: plus, minus, multiply, divide, power 4 raised to power 2 equals 16. Brackets are used in exactly the same way as they normally used in any calculator, to change order how expression is calculated. For example, 2 plus 2 times 2 equals 6, but 2 plus 2 in brackets times 2 equals 8. Of course, there are plenty of other mathematical operations can be performed here, but we are talking about just basic ones. Variables allow us to make the code more flexible and adjustable. Let's consider a case where we need to calculate how much money we will have from our income after taxes were deducted. We should create two variables. Income, let's assign $300 to it, and the second variable, tax, which is our tax rate, equals, say, 20%. Now we can calculate our profit, that is money amount we have after the tax was deducted. This is not hard. Create new variable profit that equals to income minus tax deduction, which is calculated as the income divided by 100 to get an amount corresponding to 1%, and multiplying it by tax rate to get an amount corresponding to 20%. Let's print out the initial data, then print out the result, the profit value. And we can print the deduction, that is how much money we paid as a tax. Let's run our code. All looks great. We can play with numbers. Let's change our income and tax rate. Run again. This easily gives the updated results. Let's imagine now that we didn't use the variables. How we could do these calculations? It should be something like that. First impression is that it's not so bad. Why don't use it? However, if we need to do the same calculations for different income and tax rate, what should we do? We have to replace the income value 4 times. Here, 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 and here. And tax value 3 times. Here, here, and here. This example clearly shows how adjustable our code can be if we use variables instead of fixed numbers. Wanna easily update initial conditions? Just change them once in a single place. No need to do this gazillion times throughout the code. As already mentioned, each variable must be named. Names can consist of letters and numbers. The letters case matter. For example, this profit and this profit are different variables. If we add a number, a digit, to the name, it makes a new variable. For example, profit and profit 1 are different variables. The first character of the name cannot be a digit. A1, A2, and A3 can be used, but 1A, 2A, 3A are not allowed. Variables names can be of any length, but if it includes more than one word, they can be separated not with spaces, but with underscore characters. For example, this name is not allowed, but this name is allowed. Until now we stored numbers only in variables, but textual information can be placed to variable too. For example, s equals hello text, and we can print it. This type of variables are called string variables, or simply strings. Let's create two string variables, first name and last name. Surprisingly, we can apply plus operation not only to numeric variables, but to string variables too. Sign plus acts like a glue. It concatenates pieces of text together. Run it. To delimit two names, we can insert a space character between them. Now it looks better. It should be noted that both single and double quotation marks can be used to mark text in Python. No difference between them. You can use them separately or together, whatever you like. Text can be easily converted to uppercase or lowercase. Just type dot uppercase or dot lowercase after the string variable name. Dot means that we call some command that is associated with textual variable. This command is called also the method or function. This comes from object-oriented approach, which is an important part of modern software development. This subject will be clearly explained in our course. Python allows us to assign multiple variables with a single command. Just separate variable names with commas, then equal sign, and the variable's values separated by commas in the same order. As a result, we have all variables assigned. This is applied both to numeric and string variables. Let's do this for string variables. All is working fine. Let's do a little trick. Assign a certain value to variable. Then type the following command. What happens if we run it? Look at the right hand side. X times 2. 20 times 2 makes 40. And then 40 is assigned to x again. In other words, we got a value of the variable, did some calculations with it, and returned the result back to the same variable. In terms of boxes, it looks like this. Initial value, reading, doing calculations, and saving result back to the same box. In conclusion, a little quiz. Please select what will be printed out after execution of this code. Of course, the correct answer is answer 2. Variable a gets 6, variable b gets 4. A minus b equals 2, a plus b equals 10. 2 times 10 makes 20. Character s is added to word equal when command print is executed. Congratulations if you answered correctly. In this video, very basic information was given about variables in Python. If you like it and interested to continue learning Python, please get familiar with my course. The link is provided in the description. This course includes much more details and explanations, covers other subjects of programming in Python, and provides a big number of practical examples, quizzes, coding exercises that help you to test and apply your knowledge on practice.